Yo, 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 here we are. This is Phat Laces. This is kind of the afterburn. We didn't plan on this, Phat Laces. If you have not watched episode 5 of season 14, you might want to go back and catch at least the last 20 minutes of the extra long show. It will make sense. You see the lights went out because we wasn't supposed to be here. I got these lights on the timer, baby. I'm going to cut them back on. But this is Hot Topics. We rolling Phat Laces. Caddy, go ahead with it.
All right. So we was just looking at those socks.
Right.
The McDowell socks. Right. And I was going to say, originally I was going to say Nike never created those socks. Right.
Right.
So you guys were going to say if Nike never created those socks,
how can it be a bootleg?
Yeah. And then I typed in Nike 23 socks. And on Dick's Sporting Goods.
Are you telling me
Detective
Dick's Sporting Goods has a Nike
Jordan 23 socks, crew socks, 3-pack, large, $22.
Is it from Dick's or is it from Nike?
It is Jordan brand 23 socks. White with black 23 and a black pair with white 23.
So is this new? Because Dick's only been around since what, 2004 or some shit like that?
Yeah, but these are available right now to buy.
So,
but it's their socks.
What'd you say?
It's their socks. It's just like, you got all these different sock companies. I got this sock over here.
No. These are Jordan brand socks.
No,
right.
I understand that. What I'm saying is those are Jordan brand. However they make their socks, that's that's a Jordan brand sock with the 23 on it. The other one is a McDowell.
So here's the question. If Nike created the idea, if Jordan created the idea, but they never made it available to the public, and then McDowell's filled the gap by making the sock for the public, and then Jordan said, okay, well, now we're going to make the sock. Is Jordan copying off of McDowell's? Because you didn't make it for the public.
And that's the part I want to find out.
Because now you're making bootlegs of a product that was available that you didn't make available.
And that would be the interesting thing, because now it would be like, well, how can we make bootlegs when the man who wore the socks is the owner of the company?
Nigga, this shit is trippy as fuck. I don't know the rules, bro.
There are no rules.
There's no rules.
Because
like they say on that Little Caesars commercial, there's only one rule. There ain't no
rules. Exactly. And we said this before, like people are making up the rules on the fly. Now, I remember as a kid watching Bulls games because like we had this different type of cable that my complex had. Mm-hmm. And there were certain channels like we had KTLA and we had WG in Chicago. And WG in Chicago used to show Bulls games that would come on at 6:30 in Chicago, 7:30 here. Right. So you would see MJ, with the Carmine 6s on with the 23 sock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You would see it and be like, oh man. And the way he wore his socks and it was kind of thick and his ankles were a little small, so the sock looked puffy. And you would roll down your sock to make it look like MJ sock. I did that as a kid, but we never had those 23 socks. Now you come out with the 23 sock and it's like, oh, I gotta have it. Why? Because MJ wore the 23 sock and they go with all the fucking shoes. And Nike's not making it. And then Nike goes, oh, but we are. And we have it in black and white. And we have it in white and black. But you don't have it in white and red. And I really want that.
I need the white and red.
I need the white and red because they go with the carbines.
Man, buy the suit, buy the socks. Come on, really, don't do that. Buy the socks. Who cares? You know what? I'm going to go and buy some white crew socks. And then I'm going to
put the 23 on.
You gonna stitch it in, or you gonna write it in a marker?
I write it in permanent. Permanent red Sharpie.
But it's an interesting time to me because if we're taking this conversation seriously, what was Dapper Dan's clothing? He was making jackets out of authentic material, but they were jackets that didn't exist.
Yeah, and that's very true. And here's where they spun it. Dapper Dan was making this clothing, jackets that didn't exist, using the fabric off of handbags and everything.
Right.
He was making his own materials. So these were one-offs, right? That never had been created using the materials and fabric of the bags of high-end brands. Only for them to turn around and make the exact same shit he was making.
Yep. And I don't like, I really do wish, I think that there's some spaces where people are able to move, and maybe this is one of those spaces where people are able to move without regard for shit and it doesn't bother them, and it's okay. Like, I'll go buy the fake. The niggas that can go buy the fake and rock the fake and say I'm wearing the fake and not give a fuck, it's rational to me. It's also something I haven't made to the point I can do. I just can't do it. I can't, and I think that they talked about this. I know they talked about this on Sneak This, and they talked about it being a mental block. And I think that that's the best way to describe it. It's because it doesn't make sense. It's not rational. Go ahead, OG.
I was gonna say, to me, like, because we've had this conversation amongst us,
ongoing conversation.
Me and Katie have had this conversation driving around in the car, you know, when we visiting. I'm gonna say it's programming. The reason I say that is because I came into the game late. Some of those sneaker rules, they don't mean nothing to me, because that wasn't, you know, thou shalt not whatever. Now I ain't gonna take no pictures of it, but I've had on Adidas with Nike socks. You couldn't see the Nike, but I got them socks up under there. Now there's some people that are so much on the rule, even if you can't see the socks. If you got on X shoes, you can't wear Y socks.
I'm one of those people. Or I can't do it. I've got some Reebok sweatpants that I love. I have only 2 or 3 pair of Reeboks that I don't just wear for recreation. So if I have those sweatpants on, I'm staying in the house.
Right. So you know my can't do of that. Right. Every time I go in the store and I say, "Oh, I'm gonna buy some whatever socks to go with these shoes," and then I'm like, no, I can't do that. I already got too many pair of black socks. I don't need another 6-pack of whoever. So I can't do that.
Yeah.
What I can do is I can take them Nike socks and I can turn that swoosh under and make the socks a little bit shorter and wear it with the other shoes, and all you think I got on is black socks. Okay, I just told them. So.
We're fucking crazy for that.
Yeah.
Like we're fucking, we know what we paid for resale for some of these shoes.
Because you wearing Lee jeans with a Tommy Hilfiger shirt. Ain't nobody say, I'm just saying, you know.
Some of the lines don't cross, right?
Yeah,
like some of the lines.
But listen. I have went into Marshalls and been like, seen the Nike socks, seen the Adidas sock, and be like, damn, I need black socks without a swoosh or a logo on it to wear. Let me get these body glove socks right here real quick.
That's fine though, but those are socks made to be socks.
Yeah,
like it's not made to be high signed as the body glove.
Yes,
it's a sock, right? So OG said it perfectly. It's programming because none of this shit makes fucking sense, and I wish
not one bit.
I think a lot of this, it may be because the generations have changed and the culture has changed so much. A lot of this shit is rooted in what looked like shit. So you wouldn't wear the knockoff Jordan Adidas shit because it looked like ass. When they was making the Shaqs, it looked like shit. The FUBU shoes looked like shit. And so you didn't wear them because they were knockoffs that looked like shit. But now if I can get a Nike that looks like a Nike that has great quality and great leather, it's just not a Nike from a Nike store, but it's a Nike. And I don't have to pay $9,000. You telling me I get some goddamn solar red Yeezys for $200? Nigga, I don't want the Yeezy because y'all can't get it. I want the Yeezy because it's dope. And you telling me that I can get the dope ass shoe for $200? It's just not the pair that's $12,000. What? I don't give a fuck. I feel personally, I feel like more of an asshole if I go and pay $12,000 for a sneaker that retailed at $150, and I paid $12,000 so I could have the shoe that came out. I feel like, and that's not saying nobody else shouldn't do it. I feel like an asshole.
Isn't that part you could just cue the they're gonna know.
They're never gonna know.
They're never gonna, whatever it is. I
never gonna know.
They're gonna know. They're never gonna know.
The both ends of that spectrum fucked me up so much that I don't do anything. So I've been in a situation where I could have bought shit just a couple months ago. I could have bought the Unions for what they were going for, $2,800. I had moved enough shoes. And we about to get butt naked on here on the goddamn Phat laces. I had sold some Chicago 1s. I had sold some Dornbecker 5s. I sold the Michigan SBs. I sold what the fuck else was it? My Chicago 1 lows, and I sold I can't remember what the other shoe was, but I sold 5 motherfucking heaters that I didn't pay that much for. So for me, it was a win. None of those shoes I paid more than $300 for.
Come on,
not one pair, not even the Chicago 1s. I got the receipt. I think if this nigga's watching, you know what the game is. You paid it. I didn't game you. You offered me the money, right? I didn't pay $300 for none of those shoes. And each of them, when I got done selling it, I got up to like $2,500. So the Union would have cost me $300 and some change when they got done with taxes, about $400, $500. The problem is that I went from cash. So it went from shoes to cash, and then I would have had to pay the cash. And at that moment, I'm not paying. I'm not paying $3,000 for a tennis shoe.
Not gonna.
So I didn't do it, right? And it's like I feel like I live perpetually in that area right now. I can afford to get certain shoes that I just feel like a dumbass.
This is what I call scary hours, because what happens is this: you have a collection, and you can move whatever you want out of your collection and get whatever money you want out of your collection easily to get something that you really want. And then you get the money in hand.
If it was a trade, if it was shoe for shoe, if I walked in with those shoes and you was giving me the shoes, it wouldn't have been a thought. Exactly. I'd have went home feeling like a champ. But the fact that it went from
shoes to cash,
couldn't do it.
If they say
I paid bills like a mature adult,
it's like, hey, listen, okay, so you gave us these pants here, you gave us this, we're gonna give you $3,200, and they put that $3,200 in your hand.
See y'all next week, nigga. I'm not doing it.
And it was like,
not doing it.
Oh, look, there go the LeBron 4 Fruity Pebbles. And they only want $2,800.
Nope.
Bruh, I literally walked into a sneaker store in Jersey City, and they had, at that time, they had the Soulfly ones. And I asked him, how much do you want for these? And he said, we want $1,800. And I was like, and we have a layaway program. And then he was like, oh, let me add in the tax. Huh?
I get you.
And I was like, and it was like, no, because the money, sometimes the money be in your hand, and it'll try to burn a hole in your pocket.
So it stopped you because the amount of money, or did the amount of money for the shoe stop you?
A little bit of both, because knowing I had the amount of money, and then knowing what I was paying for this shoe.
That part is a motherfucker, bro.
Because as we've gone along, the price has gotten higher.
Yeah.
And then we've sat there. At one point we've sat there. I'll never pay $300 for a shoe. We've done that. I'll never pay $400 for a shoe. We've done that. I'll never pay $500. We've done that. $600. We've done that. Then it gets I'll never pay, I remember I was like, I'll never pay $1,000 for a shoe. Then it was like, well, you almost there, my nigga. Wow. And then when I actually got my Soulflies, I'll never pay $1,000. And then I ended up selling some shoes. And it was like, Soulflies are available. Gimme.
And but that number is like in where you were saying, that's like the cash equivalent of a 2-for-1.
What?
You sold 2 and got 1 back, but the 2 that you sold just went together for me in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But
at the end, listen,
I haven't got to that number.
And that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, when you go back and look at that number, you like when you write it on paper, and they be like, "Yo, how much have most you ever paid for a shoe?" And you see somebody say, "I paid $475," or "I paid $675 for these," "I paid $850 for these," and then you write 1.3K, and you look at that number to yourself, and you're like, "Motherfucker, you paid how much?"
And it's definitely the value that you put in that thing. Like it's so many things about it around. It's the periphery of the what we're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Like the moment. So for OG, it's probably cameras. OG is going to spend some money on a camera because it's not only because he makes money, but that's his thing, and he knows what he's getting with that money.
Right.
The value is there. For me, when I started graphic designing, I had spent so much money on $300 computers that when it came time to get this Mac, I opened a credit card to get this Mac because, nigga, this is a whole new playing field. But I've had this Mac for fucking 5 years now. Them other computers lasted a year. My wife was the same way. She would go to a motherfucking sneaker store and get a purse. DSW pick up a purse. And then after wearing a purse for a month, the shit would fall apart. Well, I fuck around and said, okay, I'm tired of you buying these cheap ass purses. Let me go to Coach and get this motherfucking purse for $150, $200. Changed her life. I shouldn't have done it. Cause now, but you put your value in it, right? And I don't think that any of us at this point have that value on shoes. We like sneakers. We like being fresh. We like the history of sneakers. But once you sit down and you say, 1,300, 12,000. And it's not just because people say this shit all the time when you have these conversations. If you had it, you would do it. But I've had it and I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I don't know in my brain. I can't process the moment when I'm stepping out doing shit that's worth having on $1,000 shoes.
Okay. So we've had this conversation before. You hit Lotto.
Mm-hmm.
And Lotto right now is like $338 million.
Mm-hmm.
You hit. And I believe you're in a state where they don't take a lot from if you take a lump sum.
Right.
So let's say you go home with $290.
Mm-hmm.
Would you then say, I could get that? Because you literally, $290 million in your hand, in your bank account, right. You literally could spend $2 million a year for the rest of your life and never be broke.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
It's a whole new ball game.
The conversation
for certain stuff.
Yeah, but I can still see somebody saying, for like you said, this is really is wishy shit. Like, what do you there's people, you spent $2,500 for a camera lens. Yes, because that's what they cost.
That's part of it, right? That's the cost of it. But the value for you makes that cost make sense.
Yes.
Because that camera lens is going to, at the end of the day, make you money.
Yeah, and for those people that can afford to, like, there's some people that we all know drop 5 racks a couple times on different shoes. And I was just if the lottery not hitting, I'm not. But they didn't blink. They just went. Phew.
I can't.
Right.
I'll make it as plain as I can make it without getting completely butt naked. I said we're gonna get butt naked, but my father passed. I had some money come in. I was in a situation to do a lot of shit that I wanted to do, and I had enough money to do that shit and not worry about what I was doing.
Right.
I still couldn't do it because the value of that item or thing wasn't there.
It just didn't make sense.
So for me, like the big thing with him passing was jewelry. I got off. I've never really been big on jewelry at all. Any earrings I had was some bullshit or whatever. He was in the gold. So I inherited one of his gold necklaces. I wanted my own gold chain to go with it. And I started pricing gold for the first time as an adult. I started looking at the price of gold. My fucking wedding ring I got from him was from him. My wedding ring is his ring that didn't work. He got a divorce with that ring. I got it. So I didn't look at shit other than my wife's stuff, and she didn't want gold. She wanted brass or some shit like that. I think she got sterling silver was her first ring, and her second one was rose gold. So it still wasn't the same price bracket as this other shit. It wasn't diamonds. She was off in the gemstones. So I've never spent no money like that. And when I started looking at the prices, there was a fucking amount. All right, this $500 cool. This $600 cool. Once we got to that $1,000, I got to reinvest. Okay, so I got this bracelet over here, and I got these earrings. Let me put them together to get this necklace. And I found my number, and it's shit that I want right now. It's shit that I wanted then when I had more money available, and it's shit that I want right fucking now. I would love to get a solid 30-inch herringbone, about 14 millimeters, because that's where I'm from. A solid one is about $7,000 on the cheap.
Mm-hmm.
A Cuban is about $5,000 on the cheap. I'm not important enough for that. And I don't live like that to where it would make sense for me. I wouldn't feel good. And I think that's my tipping point.
Can you even feel comfortable wearing that? Like, well, maybe because you're in a state where you can,
No, but that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I wouldn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's, for me, it's the shoes. It's the same thing. As much as I think, in my opinion, the Travis Scott one low is second. It's 1A for sneaker of the year for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing shoe. It's probably a top 5 Jordan 1 to me. I can't. 220, fine. 330, 400, maybe even 5. I can't do $1,000, $1,300. And I've been on the teat of that motherfucker. I have fondled the taint of that goddamn asking price.
And the taint.
And because going out that moment, there will never be a moment that I'll be able to walk out and feel like this is $1,000 worth of shoes. It won't happen. Whether I got 30 million, whether I got $1 billion, that shoe is not, and if I haven't seen the shoe that's worth that kind of money. So even if I'm rich, the shoe surgeon said he's working on a pair of shoes right now for $2 million.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
if you are wearing the person, I don't know who the customer is, but the person that's wearing a $2 million shoe is not wearing that shoe for the value. He's wearing that shoe for fuck it.
Yeah,
he's wearing that shoe for fuck. I have enough money to say fuck it. I don't move like that. I don't understand what that is, and that's even when one of the big things I did when we had an opportunity was I took my wife on a honeymoon, and we went first class. The first time I flew first class, we went to a high skip. We balled out. That was worth it. For me, that was worth it. That was a value thing that I didn't look at a price tag for shit. I didn't care what it was. Now, we didn't go to no Bentley dealership or no shit like that. But anything we did, you want sushi from goddamn, we catch it from all right, let's do it because the value was there. But nigga, shoes, I can't do it. So my question to the fellas and the question that I had with regular Mike was, who the fuck, and I said this, I think I may have said this at the beginning of the season. Who the fuck owns your authenticity? Because if you're wearing a shoe that's fake and you know it's fake, but you're not wearing it because it's fake and you want people to think it's real, you're wearing it because you think it's dope.
Right.
The Travis Scott ones is fucking dope. And you put that shit on with an outfit, and that motherfucker's gonna be dope. I ain't got to pay $12,000 $1,200. I can go pay $250 and I can get it. Is my outfit any less dope? If the only way that you know that it's fake is because you got to take the goddamn shoe out, we got to take the insole out, I got to hold it under light. Yeah, that's not authentic. But is the outfit dope? Well, yeah, I mean, the outfit clean, but the shoe, fuck you then.
Yeah, listen, you're absolutely right. But like you said, we are conditioned.
Yeah.
OG said that. OG said that, and it was beautiful.
Listen, from the beginning, and that's how it that is the state of mind here of a lot of us in New York City. We grew up, if it didn't come from Nike, if it didn't come from the store where we got our shoes from and everything like that, if you got it from Canal Street, to this day, and trust me, I've walked through the Canal Street and seen some of the baddest going over there to the African dude with the sheet over the table, and he's saying, come here. And peeking up under there, I need that, and I need that belt. And I was like, couldn't be me.
Because outside of social media, OG, how many pairs of Travis Scott ones have you seen in person?
The current ones?
Any. In person.
The ones I have?
And that's it. Like, so you haven't seen them on anybody's feet?
Oh. Ooh.
I've seen 2 pair in person on somebody's feet. The lows, the Travis Scott 1 lows, the brown pair, and the highs, the brown pair.
I've never,
and the occasional Air Force 1.
That I recall. I don't know if, other than what I have, I don't know that I've been any place with anybody that's been wearing them.
Was either of your thought, I wonder if those are real? So OG, you don't think that you've seen them? Caddy, did you say I wonder if they're real?
One time.
Why?
Because I saw them on. It was a young lady. She had them on, pink laces, plaid brown pants, and her outfit was, to me, was dope. And I sat there and I looked and I was like, did they make those shits at her size? And that made me wonder, and I was like, but her outfit is killing the game.
Yeah,
that's the part.
Yeah,
if it's still fresh, fuck it. Like, and we, Caddy, you've definitely seen this in New York. Shit, Charlamagne the God just did this shit on the show when Soulja Boy came on there and he had his fucking necklaces on. He's like, that chain hollow as hell. So, hollow chains cost $2. They don't cost the same, but them motherfuckers cost $2.
Let me explain.
Matter?
Let me explain something to you in New York. There was something that you said. The 14 millimeter chain.
Yeah,
I've always wanted a 14 millimeter Cuban link chain. That's a bad motherfucker. But I'm telling you, listen. It could be solid. It could be hollow. I don't give a fuck. I just want one.
It's about $5,000 difference.
Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, for me, like I wanted one so bad because you know my ideal outfit was all the time. Miami Hurricane starter jacket,
like white
like
V-neck or some shit.
Yeah, white V-neck tee, chain on, some nice jeans, and the soul flies on. And go out there and kill them. And I guarantee you in these New York City streets, they're going to be one nigga that be like, I think we can pull that chain off his neck.
And so, with that said, how smart or dumb are you for wearing the chain that you know might get your ass killed when you just trying to be fresh? Why not buy a $100 chain and wear the motherfucker and feel good and look good and live to fight another day? Like, I don't fucking. And again, I'm not asking that directly to y'all. I'm asking myself because the chains that I wear are real.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wear fake chains.
I would challenge people to kind of like, if you can be programmed, you can be deprogrammed. I would just challenge you to, expand the possibilities. Expand your mind. If you see somebody else, you say, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, what about the things that you think or do that don't really make logical sense? Because, like, not the same example, but the lift gate on my car broke because the shocks went out. Wasn't exactly sure what happened. My repair guy said, I think this is what it is, but I'm not sure. Took it to the Ford dealership. Yes, sir. These two shocks got to be replaced. We're going to charge you $200 a piece for each of the shocks. Then we're going to charge you $400 to put them on. Huh? $770 some odd dollars to do that. I said, no, thank you. Just give me my keys. I'm good. So the guy said, yeah, I was kind of surprised, that the parts were so expensive. I said, yeah, I am too, because I know you can get those things for $100. He says, well, sometimes they're not real. They're they're aftermarket and they don't last. And then he stopped right in the middle of his sentence. He said, yeah, but you got the real ones and they didn't last 4 years either. But the rest of the story is, I found them on the store online, the authentic from another Ford dealership for $100 a piece. I found a YouTube video that told me how to put it in, and I did it myself. And this shit is popping.
Nigga, let me tell you, that was a word for your spirit. You got the OEM, and that shit didn't last either. What the fuck am I paying for?
Thank you.
What am I paying for?
Listen, anybody who owns cars, especially imports, there's a lot of aftermarket shit out there that we would buy, that we used to buy for Maximas and all that shit, Lexus lights and everything like that. Especially like when they started making them Lexus LED lights and they were cheaper than the OEM lights. Nigga, my GS300 back in the day used to put these lights in real quick. Oh, and all I gotta do is plug and play.
And I think that we're playing to the lowest common denominator and giving them way too much strength, because there is always, the shit only matters to the people it matters to. Right. So like, if I look fresh and everybody thinks I look fresh, then I look fresh. I feel I look fresh. Y'all feel I look fresh too. Nigga, them shoes fake. Well, that don't change this motherfucker's opinion, my opinion. The outfit is still fresh. You just mad because I'm wearing fake shoes. That's your problem. that's your problem. What the fuck does it matter? And so it's a struggle, because even after we had this conversation today, I'm still not finna go over the DH gate and buy no fake ass shoes to wear, because it's the conditioning is real. That shit is real. But it's also, in my brain, it makes zero sense to pay 1,000% more than something costs and sold. Like this, and I said this on the show before, this is from episode 5 of season 14, but I know I mentioned this in episode 3, and I know I mentioned this over in episode 2. It's the same shit. If you're paying, the shit came out, and you paying $1,000 markup for some niggas that's never gonna be able to authenticate your shit. Never. Because I'm a big dude. I'm not tall, but I'm a big dude. Most niggas not finna walk up to me and say, let me see your shoe. And when they do, fuck you. I'm not finna do it. Right? As a grown man, why are we worried about what the fuck somebody else is doing with their own money and their own business? Now, if you're selling me some fake shit and telling me it's real, I'm ready to throw down.
Different conversation.
But if you wearing the shit and you feeling good and looking good, why do we care, other than being ragged on social media because SLV Sounds is gonna come in? What the hell? Oh my God! Yeah. You the joke of the town, right? But you can also tell a nigga to get the fuck out your face. You minding your own business. Why are you worried about what another grown ass nigga doing?
Take them off there, boy.
So I'm supposed to pay to OG and Caddy as sneakerheads. It's more validating for me to pay. The shoe was $200. and 2B's Kicks got them in his store for $1,000, and I got to pay the extra money to 2B's because he said they legit.
Stop that.
And then I show up to you, and we do our little stinking ass show, and we pull a shoe out, and we say, yeah, and it's got the little StockX tag. See, y'all, I got the shoe I wanted, and y'all know what these cost. You know what I'm talking about. But I got it for a deal, and I only paid $1,000 instead of $1,300, and that's a dope shoe. Good job. And that bitch goes right in the box next to the goddamn Reebok Classics I got from Marshalls for $30, and it's still fresh. Why is it better to pay the extra money? I don't have an answer for that. That's not even rhetorical. I don't fucking know.
Because, like OG said, once again,
it's conditioned like a motherfucker.
We've been conditioned to be this way. If we know this is authentic, and we know this is the price for the authentic, I want the authentic. So therefore, let me get my money up to pay for the authentic. However,
deprogram.
However, you could have the unofficial authentic or unauthorized authentic sitting here to the side that looks exactly like the authentic. That is $153 after taxes shipped.
And the important part is that it looks like the authentic.
And it looks exactly like the authentic. And we are going to say, but that's a fake. And I want the authentic one. But it looks exactly the same. There is no difference. There is no UA paint on here. There is no thread that is looking very weird or uncomfortable. And we will still say, but this is an unauthorized shoe.
We got 3 minutes.
This is not the shoe that I am looking for. I would really like the authentic.
When I was saying that this shit only matters to the people it matters to, did you know that they make fake tires?
Yes.
I never knew this shit. Yes. So Vogue Tires, the white walls that have the gold, they call them mustard and mayo. Yep. That's what they put on a lot of high-end cars. They make any car look amazing.
Right.
Well, they don't make a 24-inch low-profile tire.
They don't.
People have been taking a 24-inch low-profile tire and putting them on their car. Because it looks like the mustard and mayo, people are saying that they're Vogues. I didn't say they were Vogues. You thought they were Vogues because it's the Vogue signature shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vogue posted and said, stop rocking fake Vogues. Nigga, make the tire. 23 socks. If you ain't make the fucking sock and I want the sock, then I went and bought the sock. How the fuck am I wrong for getting the fake sock? Then you don't wear the real sock.
And that's the thing. And this is where people would be like, well, how is it a fake sock? It's a sock.
It's a sock.
It'd be like, it's a sock. It's not trying to be a Nike sock.
It's a sock with a 23.
Sock. It's a sock with a 23. And Jordan happened to wear a sock with a 23. It was his own personalized
players in the league wore 23? It's a 23 on every fucking team in the league.
My favorite player was 23 at one point.
Right, we get the fuck out of here. This title was never in the ring. I still beat your ass like we got in the ring. This is Phat Laces, man. We out.
Hey, we need a Phat Laces theme. I need some of these people that mess with us that can do a little flipping. And, can we get some flat? Can we get a Phat Laces theme? Don't make me have to make another, come on.
Oh, Lord Jesus, please. Somebody give us some bars.
Cut the show.
I just mean music. I don't
know. Under broadcast. No. I'm Cadillac Jackson. We out.
Phat Laces and we gone, man. See you.